Hello everyone and welcome to Coreflux Connections, our webinar series where we sit down with digitalization experts so we can learn from their experience and unique perspectives on the state of Industry 4.0 and IoT in general. Today in the Coreflux Corner we have Hugo Vaz and Rafael Soares, and we're joined by none other than Melvin Francis. Together we're attempting to set up a data pipeline demo where we can go from the factory floor to the cloud in under 30 minutes. Let's see how that goes. And then we'll take some time to share some experiences and each other's perspectives on the current landscape of digital transformation. All right, everyone, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourselves to kickstart this show?
So maybe I will start. So my name is Hugo Vaz, and I'm normally one of the co-founders of Coreflux. And usually what I'm more focused is, and I really like, is this construction of these pipelines and to have different protocols and to handle those different protocols. So in here, I'm very interested about what OPC UA will bring. And
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Rafael Soares. I'm a junior backend developer here at Coreflux. At the moment, I'm developing the OPC UA assets, so I believe this webinar will be an asset to better understand what this protocol does.
Great. Hello, everyone. Hello, Hugo. Hello, Yael and Rafael. Hello to all the viewers of this podcast. And thank you for hosting me today. And I'm hoping to have a lot of fun. So to introduce about myself, I've been into industrial automation for close to a decade now, and I'm currently managing the OPCA plus TSN related projects at BE Services. So especially into UAFX, which is OPC UA for field exchange. And we are going to discuss a lot about it today. And I'm also happy to answer your questions. And also we are going to showcase a demo where we are going to push the data from factory flow to the cloud, and it's going to be OPC Matrikon, which is a BE services integration to Coreflux. So I'm going to hand over the data from the factory floor to the cloud, and we are going to see Hugo and team playing with the data by end of this podcast. And that is the plan. I hope everything goes well. Thanks for the great introduction, Yael.
yeah, so maybe
See a lot of details at etsn.io. So many of the viewers would be like starting. Maybe you might ask, what is OPCA? You might be a beginner. So to address everyone, so to realize the Industry 4.0 use cases, we would need the data to be flowing from the factory floor to the cloud with ease. And this paves path for the IT and OT integration. So these are the concepts that are being discussed in Industry 4.0. So for example, in integration of digital technologies, IIoT, data analytics, automated and connected manufacturing. So, okay, now we in Industry 4.0, and this is something that we are going to realize today. So for this to happen, vendor dependent and lack of interoperability in the current protocols, custom hardware requirement, different protocols needed to hand over the data from the factory floor to the cloud. So imagine the number of translations and the gateways that we are hearing now. So all these are scary, and separate network assets for IT and OT. So even when they integrate, IT and OT integrate, there is a scary thing like what we have to do with the security. So all these questions can be answered with OPCA and the concepts around it. So that is what we are going to see today. And OPCA is vendor independent. Why OPCA and TSN is important is OPCA is vendor independent, support of a range of transport layer protocols, including TCP, UDP, HTTP, MQTT, and AMQP with different QoS service. So on the field level, it also plays a critical role where you can use OPCA for determinism, and also you can use it to push the data from the factory floor to the cloud. So OPCA can be integrated with TSN, and you can go to low latency where you also control the robot with high determinism applications. And also you can use a transport layer like MQTT where you can push the data to the cloud directly with secure in a secure way. So with TLS, with application layer security, and network layer security. So these are the things that are promised with different transport layer protocols. So you can quickly see here like a nice video where this particular controller is using our ETSN OPCA FX SDK, and it is controlling the robot. So this is the APC, and you can see that it sends the data, and you are able to see that the robot is being controlled. The beauty of OPCA is that since this OPCA is running, this robot is running a OPCA server, it becomes easy for us. So you can see that the data is something that is available here. It is easy for us to push the data from the factory floor to the cloud without any translations, with just the translation of with the use of different transport layer protocols. So to explain it clearly, you can see for real-time communications, you would use PubSub over raw Ethernet. And for controller to controller communications, you would use PubSub over UDP. And to push for the cloud use cases and the items that we are going to discuss today, we will be using PubSub over MQTT, where we will be pushing the data from the factory floor to the cloud with different secure protocols. So you can see the motor position, motor speed, homing position. These are some example variables that you would need to control the robot that we just saw here. So for this robot to do, we need certain variables. So all these values can be accessed either by client-server communication or the different transport layer protocols that I specified now. So today, specifically, we are going to look at PubSub over MQTT, and this is the demo that we are going to do today. So to start with, I will be using Matrikon OPCA Flex SDK, where it runs a OPCA server, publisher, and subscriber, and it will have an input and output, and this is running on a Raspberry Pi. So using OPCA PubSub over MQTT, I will be pushing it to the Coreflux MQTT broker, and from there, I will be using it using a Node-RED application, visualizing it, and we will have Hugo who will take over to see like what all data operations that he could do from the Coreflux side. So Hugo, do you want to add some items here?
Sure. Yeah, I can dive in here. So yeah, it's a good presentation. It makes perfect sense. So we are getting the benefits of both worlds, the positive sides. Yeah, the main thing that we want to show here is how easy it is to do it in 30 minutes, as João told. So we are going to focus a lot on passing the data into something that creates a database. So we are going to send from Coreflux and have a connector that's converting from the Coreflux SaaS broker into a database. In this case, we are going to use something that's running over DigitalOcean. So we are using the benefits of managed database on or in this case, PostgreSQL. So we could see the data from that point. First thing we should do, I think, is maybe to set up a broker for Melvin. So if you can give me the share, I can share the how easy it is
sure. You can take it over
to do this. So what we are basically, we are an MQTT broker that you can use it on a self-hosted solution. You can install it and you can download by yourself and install it on your computer. And we have a bunch of connectors that you are able to install that can connect to database, to OT devices, and OPC UA is one of the protocols that we also use. But we also have the same solution on a SaaS broker. So it means that I can set up a broker for Melvin right now. So I will give it and create it with my own account. Let me just connect to.
Make sure you share all your passwords with us.
Yeah, I will do that. Actually, I will share it with my own personal one. So it's very very personal. So I can set up by using Google or either GitHub or by setting up an email. Having the account on Google, it's quite easy to connect. So I can start a free trial. So it has MQTT over TLS, so it's already prepared. We have this number of regions that we can set up. And for Melvin, I'm going to set up, since you are in Germany, so I will set up on Frankfurt. And this will take a bunch of seconds to set up. So I will receive an email after I define that I want to start the trial. So I started the trial, so I will wait a couple of seconds just because I will collect an email, because we are setting up everything. So we are setting up the DNS, we are setting up the certificates, we are setting up the cluster for you, we are setting up the broker itself, we are putting the best configurations in terms of load balancing already into place. And all this work is already done. So the customer in the end doesn't need to keep doing this. Anyhow, we are able to do it. And this is set it up in 9 different regions. So if you want to have real low latency, you're able to get it. And I already have the email. Maybe I can share the credentials with you. I already received the email, so I'll just share the screen right now. If Melvin is able to give me back the screen, so you can see you receive the connection, the email connection with the user password. Yeah, I'm showing the password as you requested, João. So you asked to make sure, but you should not do this. Anyhow, so I'm sharing this only for them. So I'm going to send to Melvin as an email he can use. Maybe you can start. So on my side on MQTT, to set up the MQTT broker is already into place. So Melvin is able to get up and running.
Thank you, Hugo, for creating. That was pretty quick. And I also just received your mail. I think I can't share my mail screen. I'm just keeping it in a different monitor. So I think we have already done the setup number 1. So we have got the Coreflux MQTT broker. So let me quickly copy paste it so that people can see. This is an example application. So let me, yeah, so I just pasted it here. So this is the broker and it's with TLS. So we are going to do it. And so for Hugo, so this is the Matrikon BE services publisher demo is the topic where I'm going to publish 2 variables. It's of type double. I want to keep the demo as simple as possible so that it's not confusing for beginners and also people who wants to really use it. This is a sample application. Don't think that this is what we can do. We can at least do 10,000 variables for every 1 second or more than that. So just I want to make sure that this demo is also there for people who are beginning and also for people who are looking to really integrate into their systems. So I'm just copy pasting it in the chat and you could check if you're able to get it. So I'm just logging into my Raspberry Pi and I'm going to hit a recompile and let me start it. Yeah, I've started it and yeah. So Hugo, now you should be able to receiving it. If let me check it on the MQTT Explorer. Yeah. So you can see it's BE services, and you're able to see the packets that are publishing here. So let me go back to the demo diagram that we have done. So I got the Coreflux credentials from Hugo, and then I updated it into my OPCA publisher publisher program that is running on a Raspberry Pi. And then I've already started to push it on the MQTT broker, which we saw it on the MQTT Explorer. So you can see that I'm transmitting the data. It's just a counter incrementing. And we can also view it on Node-RED application. Let me show you my Node-RED flow. So this is the Node-RED flow that I'm using. So it's Matrikon BE services publisher demo. And then I'm just using a text UI variable to check if I'm able to. So this is the dashboard. So subscribe value is 60,000. So this is what I'm able to publish. So what is so this is how the data would look like that I'm sending. So for Hugo, you would need the JSON information. So
it's
this
an
is
OPC
the
UA JSON.
So it's you can see it's in the OPC JSON encoding format. It's the publisher ID. In the message, you can see the dataset reader ID, sequence number, and this is where the value is being published. So I could copy paste this particular JSON format so that you could. I'm pasting it in the chat for you. So
what we actually are doing, and you can pass, and Rafael can start doing that, but I will show in a sense how we can transform this into something on the cloud. So I'm going to set up a database. I'm going to show at least on the partner that what we are doing. If you can give me the sharing of the screen, I can.
So just before giving the screen to you, I want to reiterate what we have done so far so that our audience can follow. So first we created a broker and we got the credentials, which was the broker address, username and password. So with my OPCA SDK, that is from Matrikon Flex SDK, I updated the broker address, port number, username, password. And then I hit a recompile. I load it on my Raspberry Pi, which is somewhere here. I wanted to set up another cam, so it's just running here. And I'm able to push the data.
I'll do some post-edit magic to show it, and you'll give me a photo later, okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And I'll put it right here, right now.
Yeah. Okay. So there is always a way in technology to see it right. Wow. I think I found a way. I accessed my camera from a different cam. So I'm publishing
putting your brain to work.
Yeah. So you could see I'm toggling a bit for every counter that is incrementing, and it is being sent here. So I hope the audience are able to see like what we are doing here. Yeah, that's great. So from here, we just visualize the data in a Node-RED applications in a dashboard element. So let me show the dashboard element once again to make it clear. So we are using the MQTT element node from the Node-RED, and this is the dashboard element. I'm using it to see this counter variable that I'm incrementing. So let me stop sharing so that Hugo could take it up from here.
So maybe Rafael. The JSON that you sent, and he will prepare the configuration on his side while I prepare first the database. So what we want to achieve. So we have, as you showed, the MQTT broker is receiving now. It's the data from that device. We could configure more devices because we are able to, on that specific broker, we are able to get 800K message per second. Per second in some of the cases. So it's high throughput solution. So it's quite capable of handling that in terms of reception of messages. The thing is with databases, and Rafael needs to prepare that part, you're not able to do the same with the connectors because the databases, they cannot handle that amount of information. So we are going to do something to pick up the OPC UA message, and we are going to trim it to a table that what we really require, just to show as an example. So first thing, I set up on DigitalOcean, which is one of our partners. I set up a database, and again, we can show the password since we are going to delete this, but the password it's already here. You can see it, Joel. But
Lovely.
yeah. So I already sent this to Rafael. So what we have, it's a managed database already with everything set it up. So the benefit of using something like this with our broker is you are able to set up, as we have shown, everything in a very fast way. So we set up an MQTT broker, so we set up the infrastructure, the cloud infrastructure, and now we can go into Rafael demo.
Now we're gonna connect to asset. We just put this here. Just connect here to our PostgreSQL asset.
So maybe I can add in something. So this is the ROT management solution. So you're able to set up all the Flux assets that you have for each account. So he's using his computer as the connector. So it's mimicking like either a droplet or a cloud service. So this could be running on a virtual machine. So we are setting up this connector within the broker, so it's able to connect to the MQTT broker and to pass the data to the PostgreSQL.
I need to log in.
That password probably you cannot show.
Yeah, I cannot.
I think I'll leave this one.
Okay, so now I'm able to download our assets. Scripts right here. Install.
So this asset, this connector is what he does. It's what it says. So it's converting from MQTT into PostgreSQL. So we can also later leave the link. Yeah, please go ahead, Rafael. Do explain what you.
Yeah, so when we open the configuration part, so we can find all the details needed to configure the MQTT parameters, SQL parameters, and as well the tag that we're going to use to receive data and then send it to our database. I already have it here, the configuration, so I'm going to import the config. So
can you show the config on the JSON file?
Yeah, just a second. I think it's right here, but I can explain it maybe on the hub. So yeah, I already have the MQTT parameters to connect to the cloud broker that Hugo gave to Melvin, and already have the SQL details to connect to the database as well. I already filled the parameters needed to connect and to do our query. All of these, the route, publish, all of this information you can find in our lovely documentation. So right here you can see what's needed and what I have filled in terms of publish, routes. All of these you can find in our documentation. So it's everything already set up. MQTT topic that Melvin is publishing the data from the OPC UA, and the query that we're gonna do to publish in the DigitalOcean database. Talking a bit about the query, we can see here, maybe this part I'm gonna show on the JSON, or maybe after João can show a picture or something to be more clear. Here it's the columns that we're gonna put our data in, but the main thing that I want to focus on is the wildcards that Coreflux handles. So, for example, the payload that comes from Melvin has a message ID, publisher ID, and as well has an array. So we can see that information
by doing these value.json.messages, the array index, and then access the parameter that we want to. We also can use the wildcard not only for JSON but also for CSV. But all of this information you can find on our documentation.
One question, is that translating from the payload into a new query, correct? And creating a dynamic query.
Exactly that.
So Hugo and Rafael, I think giving a documentation for what we are doing in a one PDF will be a very good thing for the viewers. Like, what do you think after this recording? Maybe we spend some time where I give you some documentation with whatever I did, and then you put in so that they can download it with one link. Does that sound good to you?
Mhm.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we'll make sure to link it in the description of this video, and also you can always send us an email so that you can receive this information as soon as it's ready.
Wow, okay.
Okay. So now I'm gonna save our tag and our configuration, and fingers crossed that everything's gonna work. So yeah, it's already running. Now I'm gonna use HideSQL to visualize our database. So let me get in. Okay.
Okay.
So now, as you can see, everything is working as planned.
Okay, Melvin, can you stop the
Yeah,
on
sure.
your side?
Yeah, I have stopped it, and it stopped.
Let me see. The last number is Rafael. The last number is what? The sequence number.
Sequence 3804.
Okay, can you check the MQTT?
Yeah.
So I think even I was captioning.
Sequence number is on here. Sorry.
That's 39. It's not that one. I think it's publisher demo.
Oh, see.
I think it's
Yeah.
3804. It's 3804.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the.
It's correct.
yeah.
I
So
was
it's
looking
even
to
Can
I
you
the
show the
was
topic.
database again? Yeah, can you show the database again, maybe?
Yeah.
Melvin, can you start maybe? Push and we
Sure.
refreshed. See.
but it's going to start from zero. Actually, I did not stop it. I closed the application.
fine.
So
No, it's fine. But this shows a way that we were able to build a full pipeline in this way. So we have data. Yeah, you have it. 1,
yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5. And one thing that you are able to see is that all the events have been captured. And bear in mind that this is actually running in Germany, and also we set up the connector on purpose in Portugal. So we can see it's working in a way that's keeping the information going and not losing all the events. That's something that we really focus on, because losing something, losing a message for us is critical. And I think at least what we wanted to do, what we wanted to achieve, technically we